Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Real Men Being Men. Welcome to another episode of Real Men Being Men. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this evening, as I hope we always do. We're going to go around and give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. We got everybody that's coming in. We got people coming in. They're coming in, and we're definitely glad to have each and every one of you. Each and every one of you that's there, definitely glad to have you. This is Real Men Being Men. Let me give a brief description of what we do on Real Men Being Men. We have four square conversation. We have something called four square conversation. And of that four squares, what we do is we talk about them for 30 minutes, 30 minutes apiece. We're here from 8 until 10 for 30 minutes apiece. Sometimes we go over. Sometimes we get to 3 topics, 4 topics, sometimes only 2 topics. Sometimes we get 1 topic and we stay with it for 2 hours. So it all depends on how the flow of the conversation goes. So the phone lines, let me get the phone lines open, and that is 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Let me go around to Charles. Tell everybody who you are, sir, and where you're hailing from.
Charles Patrick, man, in Decatur, Georgia. Just doing it, man.
My man. Good deal. Toussaint. Tell everybody who you are, brother, and where you're hailing from.
Good evening. Good evening, Charles. My name is Donald Toussaint. I'm from Louisiana, and I live in Pascagoula.
Boy, that's a lot of letters there. That's a lot of letters there. But I ain't gonna mess with you. Let you go. That's a lot of letters. Let's go to the phone line. We got a call from the 404 area code. 404 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I don't know, Raheem. There's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? This is Lloyd Rowe calling her half.
Hey, Lloyd, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Zoe?
Hey, doing good. And we have my baby girl, Mary. Mary, tell everybody who you are and where you're hailing from.
That's Mary.
I can't tell you where I'm coming from, but I am here.
Good deal. We're gonna kick this thing off with our first square. And Charles, I'm gonna come to you with the first square, and I'm asking you this question. And give me your heart on it, brother.
You know I am.
Exactly, Charles? What changes? What changes after marriage?
Hey, it's according to who you married.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not a lot. And I'm being as vague because I've been married twice, so
I knew where you was about to go, brother.
A lot can change, man. Taken for granted is the courting and the chase is off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you make it that way, because you know, and I'm trying to stick to the subject and not get off a little bit of the subject, but if you make it that way, you really can. Sometimes the chase is off. I mean, you understand, once you're married, you don't chase as much. But what you ask, what changes, not what don't supposed to change, but what changes. Being that we've been married, being that I've been married, I can tell you what can change.
Let me ask you this. Let me do this. Let me do this, Charles. You say you've been married 2 times. So what? And we're not gonna call any names. We're not gonna point the finger at anybody. But
no.
What was the difference? Was there any difference in once you said "I do" in both situations, or were they absolutely identical?
Not really though, man. It grew. It was something that it wasn't like an instant thing. You understand what I'm saying? After you say "I do," nothing instantly changes as of that way. You're gonna go through a period that you're gonna grow together if that's what you do, if that's what you've been doing. If you've been growing together in the engagement, you're gonna constantly grow together. If you've been in the craziness in the engagement, then it's gonna constantly be in an engagement. Marriage is not going to change how the people are within themselves. Put it that way. Sometimes we think, well, I get married, he'll change, or I get married, she'll change. No, that doesn't change. The marriage don't change a person as in that way. And if we, I'm finna get off the subject, son, man.
Come on now.
I'm trying. If we did the right thing as of in learning our person by no sex. That helps you learn your person.
Mm-hmm.
Sex blinds a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you did those things traditional way that we not even traditional, but the way I believe it, we're not even talking about the Bible. We just like humanly, and I am talking about the Bible, but I'm just not trying to, humanly, if you did these things and you learn a person, nothing really would change that much, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question, though, bro.
Yes,
You're
sir.
gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a lot with that one, boy.
Absolutely. Let me go. Before I go, I'm gonna go. See, I'm gonna go call Toussaint. I got two Dons. I'm gonna call Toussaint, and I'm gonna call Elder Carlos. Is that okay? So Carlos, tell everybody who you are, brother, and where you're hailing from. You muted. You muted, sir.
Hello, I'm Don Carlos Sharon from Atlanta. Glad to be here tonight.
Hey, good to have you. Good to have you. Asking a question, what changes after marriage? After y'all get that piece of paper and you say, I do, what changes? Carlos?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that Brother Toussaint was going first. Okay. What changes? Well, all the glitz and glamour is gone. I feel like that it starts fading away. And
Right.
and how people, how you kind of like held each other maybe like high on a pedestal. We start finding out more false about each other. I think that's one thing that takes place. We see that the person is not as perfect as we thought they were.
Mm.
And it bothers us that they see that we're not as perfect as they thought we were. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things
that's big in there, man. He just said something.
Charles, we can hear you, right?
Oh, my fault.
Okay, Toussaint. What changes after marriage? Toussaint? Toussaint, can you hear me? Carlos, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Charles, can you hear me? Okay. Toussaint, can you hear me? Let me go to the phone line. He may have some issues with his phone line there. Lloyd.
Yes, sir.
Asking the question, bro.
Oh, I don't know if we going in and out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me
I can
come back
hear
to you.
you.
Okay, let me come back to you, Toussaint. What changes after marriage, Toussaint?
Okay. So
Toussaint, can you hear me? Okay, Toussaint, I don't think Toussaint can hear me. Let's go back to Lord. Lord, talk to me, brother. What changes after marriage?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, Toussaint. We're gonna come back to you. Yeah, but we can't hear you, Toussaint. We can't hear you. Lord, what do you say to that? What changes after marriage?
Well, like the brother said, you know what I'm saying? A lot to a little, you know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be getting to know that person's supposed to be getting to know you, but a lot of getting to know is left out of the conversation. So little quirks, little things that you didn't know about this person, you're like, man, God, no. You know what I'm saying? But you tend to live with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Canton.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's a lot can go wrong with the marriage. Communication is key, you know what I'm saying? It's paramount, and a lot of men don't communicate right, namely me. You know what I'm saying? I do a whole lot of listening, but in the courting thing, I was doing a whole lot of talking. But when it comes down to the brass taxes, almost I'm more of a listener than a talker.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? I listen. Now, will I take your advice? Maybe, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
But during the courting time, oh man, everything is peach and cream. You know what I'm saying? So you meet the representative, you know what I'm saying, during the courting period.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. That's
and
good.
Then when it comes down to the marriage, you actually meet that person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of times when two people are dating and they're doing it quote unquote the right way, they're not cohabitating while they're courting. They live in their own dwellings. So now that it becomes a situation where, Lord, you come in the same place and you have to be in that same house with that person all that time, does that make a difference? Does that make a difference?
It really shouldn't make a difference because both of y'all made that ultimate choice. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know she cracked her feet. You know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't know she cracked her neck like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, God. You know what I'm saying? And it irks me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
Sometimes, yeah, and then you know what I'm saying? You live with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. Let me go back. I'm gonna try to go back to Tucson. Tucson, can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me? That's
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah.
okay.
We got
so
you.
we good. You I'm clear. You clear.
Clear as a bell.
Okay.
Clear as a whistle.
All right. I can hang up, I think.
Asking the question, Tucson.
Okay.
Huh? Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. What changes after marriage? After you say that I do, you've gone through the whole marriage thing, and now you're husband and wife. You're married. You become one. What changes?
The thrill is gone. That is over. The thrill is gone. I ain't gonna sing it. I started to pull up BB King and play it for all of us, and just let it roll in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Is it?
If you're not careful, the flowers and the dating, the romance, the glitter in our eyes, and look at Charles. It's all over, man. Look. Matter of fact, I don't even like you no more.
Good Lord.
Now, Charles. Now, Charles. But Don can relate to this because he's probably a veteran. You learn to overcome the things that you like with the things that you love.
Okay.
You have to keep it going. But all of that lying that you've been doing during courtship is over. That freedom. Once I don't know what it is, but look, wait a minute, let me see if I can get it right. Look, right here.
Yeah.
Don, right? Tell me if I'm lying now. Once that ring crosses this pinpoint right here, it's like, oh, my name is Kunta Kinte. No, Toby, not Kunta Kinte.
Lord, boy, I tell you the dog. We got some ladies in here. I got to go to a couple. Mary, let me go to Mary. Mary, what changes? And I know you're not married. You've never been married, but I'm asking you a question as in general. What changes after you get married? After you say I do, what changes, Mary?
Couldn't tell you. I know what changes after you get engaged. That's about all I say.
Have you seen in some situations where a person became married and they changed because they were married? I got you now. I got you.
No, I haven't seen them change because of marriage. I've seen people change after engagement or after a while of being together. But as far as like the marriage itself, no.
Okay. Okay. That's
I haven't
good.
seen anybody change like just because the marriage happened.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to. I think we have Grace. Miss Grace, are you with us?
Yes.
Good evening, young lady. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I am doing well. I gotta ask this question. What when a person becomes they could be dating for all this time and cohabitating and doing all kind of different things as boyfriend and girlfriend. But what changes when they get married?
They feel that it's a complacent situation, that they don't have to pretend anymore. They don't have to put up a front. They don't have to worry about wooing the person anymore because they have them. And that's usually the beginning of the breakdown, because they don't do all the nice things anymore. But by the same token, often the surprise comes that marriage is work. It's just not just a little journey that you enjoy, and it's never going to end. There are responsibilities that come with marriage. You have rent or mortgage. You have utilities. You might have car payment, insurance, all of these things that you didn't have before you married, and you realize, oh goodness, these things have to be taken care of, and these 30 days roll around a lot sooner than you thought. So, as a result, the senses become aware of what is going on, plus the fact, and especially with the lady, she realizes that most of this work to keep that house going comes from her, because there are very few women who do not work in a marriage, and then they have family, and they have the responsibility of a household, so that often what happens is she realizes, oh my goodness, when I was single, I didn't run a household. I didn't have to do all of these things unless unless I wanted to. I could stay up if I wanted to. I didn't have to run errands. I didn't have to do any of these things. So here I am coming home from an 8-hour job, and I have to begin supper. He's over in the reclining chair watching the baseball game or NBA, NFL, drinking lemonade or iced tea. And yes, and I am still working. What on earth is going on here? Plus, after I get through with dinner, I've got to clean up the kitchen, set the house in order. I'm tired now. This is marriage.
Yeah.
It's the truth. We're talking reality today.
Yeah. Come on.
So, yes. So that I think that openness, like a flower opens to its fullest blooming period, and then it begins to wane. And she realizes, oh my goodness, what on earth what have I done here? And often she feels she doesn't have sufficient help, and as a result, these things take its toll. And not just that, the other thing that's usually, especially after a few years in a marriage, when the family comes along, the responsibility on her side increases, because usually the mother is the nurturer, and often she doesn't get sufficient help with the child or children from the father. So she doesn't have enough time to herself. She can't go to the gym, and she starts to get fat. See, because it's the truth. She is out of energy, and then yes, and then before she knows it, it's daybreak again. My day starts again. My goodness, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, when I wasn't married, I could stay in the bed until 6:30. That's an hour and a half, and I could still get up and make work on time. But I've got to get up and get these kids together off to daycare, whatever. I am just tired. Well, he doesn't realize these things often, and as a result, um, he doesn't understand what she is going through because he actually wasn't trained to provide sufficient help for her. And one reason on that is because often mothers do not train their sons to both respect and help women. That's the gospel truth. Good. So my point is all these things become a reality after one marries. And then one thing that bothers her more than anything else, that she was not married and she had time to go to the gym and keep herself trim and just nice and all. And now she can't do that. And so he picks at her, you are getting fat. And that is very, very irritating because she doesn't have the time to go to the gym to stay in shape. Exactly. So this presents a problem in that marriage, and somewhere along the way it comes to a head. So my point is, they really need to go through these scenarios, and often this can be created during counseling and things of this sort. And also this business of financing. She had her own finances and he had his before they married, and now they are married. Sometimes he does not want to provide the adequate finances for a family. Well, you're working and you can do this, that, and the other. Or she will say, okay, if you take care of the household bills, I'll take care of the things for the kids. But often these kids today want NFL starter jackets. They start at $250. They want Nike Air Jordans. They start at $150.
Okay, Miss Grace. Yes, ma'am. Miss Grace.
That's a lot of money. So my point is,
Miss Grace, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this, Miss Grace, because I want to pour some more people into the conversation. Because you put so much out there. It's a lot for us to absorb, and you tell them the truth. What you're saying is the absolute truth, and it can't nobody dispute what you're saying because it does happen, and a lot of times it happened exactly the way that you say it. Oh, it happened exactly the way that you say it. So we definitely are glad and honored to have you with us. But give me a second. Let me go around. I got another caller from the 404 area code. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I know who that is. Yes.
404.
Annie Barber.
What's your name?
Yes, Atlanta, Georgia.
Your name?
Annie Barber.
Your name is Hey, Miss Barber. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
And Miss Barber, we asking a question. We're asking the question. We just lost somebody who lost our Tucson. Hopefully, we'll get him back in. Miss Barber, we asking a question. What happens after you become married?
Well, I think that the honeymoon is over and the work begun. They start wanting to take you out to eat, to the movies, the cooking start and the cleaning start. And it becomes a job and not a fantasy anymore. It becomes real life. That's right.
Wow. That's good. And yeah, they're correct. They're absolutely correct, Charles. Absolutely. Rico, got to come to you, brother. And I know it's a lot for you to come behind them two young ladies, man. But I know you're the man for the job, brother. You're the man for the job. What happens? What changes after marriage?
Well, some changes. Sometimes it's good changes, and sometimes it's bad changes. But to be honest with you, when you get married, there should be no changes. Everything should be set and ready to go in place. But one thing that happens is, I think that some people have this expectation that when you get married, things are supposed to change. And so they think they're going to change a person because they got them to put that ring on that finger. That's where the mistake comes in there, because they have to already be prepared. But I'm going to say you'll be prepared for the marriage, already know what they're getting into. But then on the second end of it is knowing really what it takes to get married. You see, to make a marriage survive or be successful. Because you have some people really just want to experience the moment.
Yeah.
They want to go through the experience of marriage. They want to go through the ceremony. You know, that's the dream, is to have the big wedding gown and the bridal shower and the groomsmen and the honeymoon, and they want to make it rain at the reception. I mean, everybody wants this big image, and they want to experience this. And then after they have that excitement is gone.
Yeah, yeah.
All that build up, you built up, and you had this one big ceremony to get to this one point. Now all of a sudden, after you get to this big point, he ain't changed. She ain't changed. Now you're mad. You want to separate. Things haven't worked out. So now here it is. Maybe you tolerated a few things because you wanted to make sure you had this wedding, because that wedding is a symbol of you being worthy. Somebody decided they wanted to put a ring on your finger and show to the world, this is how much I want to celebrate with y'all, that I'm getting into a union with this person. And that means a lot to a woman. It means a lot to a man. That's why a lot of men can't stay single long. I have so many friends that were married and divorced 3 or 4 times, but before we hit 40. Wow. As soon as they get divorced, they're right back in a relationship. I ain't talking about playing the field or mingling or just taking a break. I mean getting right back into a relationship. Three months later after divorce, they arguing with the new girlfriend. See, that ain't even what I meant. Why you are they going through this attitude, and they going through this thing, and then 2 years later they already talking about getting married again, because they feel like if they don't have a woman, somebody's gonna say they're not a suitable man. What's wrong with him? He ain't got no woman yet. What's wrong with her? She ain't got no man yet. So they think getting married is gonna change you and make you something better, when they really don't know that you actually supposed to go in already knowing that you are going to make each other better before you get married.
Exactly. I don't know what Charles got going on here. Charles got two windows up. I don't know what kind of mess Charles got going on. Charles want to double dip on them.
When you talk about marriage, that's what got him confused.
Let's get this one here. Let's get that one out of there. So now we good. Let me go back. Let me go back to Lord. Lord, what's on your heart, brother? We're still talking about marriage. Lord, you there? Charles, talk to me. What's on your heart, brother?
Yeah.
I have to say ditto to everybody who spoke, man. Because it is, I know the question is what happens after marriage. And all those things are what changes after marriage. And all those things do happen and change after marriage. And I think everybody came up with like splendid answers, because we've either been through it or we've seen somebody going through it, and we got a t-shirt for it. You understand? We've never been through it or saw it. And if you're really grown, and if you're really an adult, you can look at what you've been through and call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you weren't the Stepford husband and she wasn't the Stepford wife, you call it like it. You call it like, as my mama say, like it T.I. is. I wasn't great. She wasn't great. We did ungreat things, and that's what happens, or what changes during marriages. And the things that Rico said also, which I had spoke. I think Rico was off when I said it. People think that the marriage will change you, and it won't. You know, it won't. As if you're going in, let's just put it this way: if the Joker was sorry during the engagement, he's gonna be sorry during the marriage. If she was, as men call them, what is it called? We call them
trifling.
I wasn't gonna say that. Golly, man. I was gonna say a complainer. What we call complainers?
Trifling.
A nagger.
Trifling.
Bruh, calm down, man. If she was a nagger before the marriage, she's gonna be a nagger. It might go be nagger times 10. Just like dude, if he was sorry before the marriage, he's gonna be sorry times 10.
But let me ask you this question, Charles, and I like what you're saying. I'm gonna go back to some of the things that Grace said, because like I said,
she said a lot.
Grace brought some great things to the conversation, man. But and she pointed out some things that a lot of times we do as men. We do, man. We'll sit around, and our wives be working all day long to come home, and then they still got to work when they come home because we hadn't done what we supposed to do. We could get home early, and I'm guilty of that. My wife, she's downstairs right now. I'm at home. She'll tell you, she'll come up here and she stick her head in the window. She'll say, "Yep, he do," because sometimes I don't do everything I'm supposed to do.
Well, that's true. That's true.
My thing is,
but
we say nagging. Let me say this, Charles. We say nagging. I don't know if it's nagging. They're tired, man. They're tired.
Well, nagging. Let's call a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. We all know what nagging is, mm-hmm. and we all know what you not doing your job is also. Mm-hmm. So those are and sometimes we can look at the same thing as of a woman and a man and call it two different things. Mm-hmm. But when you look into it and you talk about it, and you can write these things down, and you'll come up with what it is. Because the thing was that Miss Grace,
yes,
she was saying of being tired and things like that. You do have women that are tired, but let's be honest now, you do have women that are lazy. You do have men that come home tired from work, and you do have men that are lazy. Mm-hmm. So it fits the narrative that you're living by. One thing, when my kids were born, my wife didn't have to get up at night. Mm-hmm. She just didn't have to get up at night. When the baby cried, you just carried her for 9 months. You don't have to get up at night. Mm-hmm. So, not calling her lazy or anything like that. It was just a decision that I made.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? She was gonna get up. Mm-hmm. But for her to be the woman in the morning that she had to be, for me, then I had to get up at night with the child. But that's just the different. I think one of y'all guys was saying, we have to change ourselves, or we have to compensate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You have to compensate. You have to help out like that.
Exactly. Let me go to Carlos. Carlos, and I see you shaking your head, brother. We say nagging. Would they have a reason?
I'm gonna start something.
No, there you go. There you go. Would they have a reason to do this thing that we call nagging if we as men did our part? If we didn't sit on that couch, watch the game, play the video. I don't play video games, but play the video games and different things like that. And we did the things that we needed to do to help out around the house, and they didn't have to be so tired. Yeah. Would there be a reason for nagging?
Well, there can be a reason for them reminding us of what we need to do. Of course, Mm-hmm. I think one of the problems that we have along with all that is the first thing is that when we enter the marriage, we are already selfish people. Mm. The husband's selfish and the wife is selfish. Mm-hmm. And we both have expectations that many times we have expectations that this other person is supposed to meet my needs. Mm-hmm. Mm. The guy thinks that this woman is there to meet his needs. So that's why he's sitting down looking at TV while she's, feeding the baby, fixing some grits and, and sweeping all at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then, and sometimes the wife is expecting the man to meet all of her needs. And so she just maybe chokes him out or whatever. Sometimes, wants all of his space and everything. So it's really about death. It's like death to self kind of thing. That's really what's got to come on. But that's what people say. The chase is over now. Now the work begins. Well, the work is giving. I mean, if you really think about that, that's really what this whole thing is about. Mm-hmm. Me giving rather than wanting to receive.
Yeah.
Now we know that there's some guys who give and the wife didn't receive it in the right way. So she'll just take. Mm-hmm. And there's some women who give and the husband is just taking, because everybody is measuring what they are supposed to be, for the most part, not always, on what they have seen in their homes, from their fathers and mothers, or the absence of their fathers and mothers, or all that. All that is kind of tied in there too. So that expectation thing is so important. So that's why the conversation needs to talk about those kind of things, even before you get married. See, a lot of times we don't want to, we carry more heat than light into the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
We got plenty of heat.
Come on.
Plenty heat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't carry much light when we go, when we go in there. That's what we need to carry more light in,
Good deal. Good. Man, y'all know we got to extend this one right here, man. We already at 38, but we got to extend this right here. There's so many different layers on this thing. I want to go back to before I go to Miss Grace, I'm gonna go to Tucson. Tucson, what do you say to that, man? What do you say? The garbage. We got the garbage is built up and stuff like this, and you look and you come home and the garbage is piled up in the trash can in the kitchen, if you will, and you say, baby, the trash is running over. Why didn't you take it out? And your response is what? And her response is this: you supposed to do that. But
right here, don't do that. Don't do that. Just take the trash out, man. Don't do that. Look, there's 2 rules.
Mm-hmm.
Just me. Stay out of my yard, and there are some things that I'll stay out of in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be going out there trying to mow the yard. You ain't got no business mowing the yard. Stay out of my yard, because first of all, you finna jack it up. Leave it alone. Don't be trying to paint. Don't do that. Don't listen. I know it's gonna take me some time. We already talked about the room need paint. Do not go to Lowe's. You can pick out the color, but please don't get no brushes. Don't do that. Because I'm gonna have to do it again anyway. Now, I'm not saying for all women. I'm just saying that there are some women, in their impatience for you to get it done, they want it done so bad to prove to you that they can do just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
And they finna jack it up.
Come on now.
You ain't got no business trying to change any oil out of none of the cars, because we gonna have to buy another one. Point blank, period.
But look, she think it's easy because when you out there working on the car, they is out there playing with them cars again.
There he is out there. Every time I turn around, he got the hood up.
Playing up on the hood.
Matter of fact, you out there, you've been out there 45 minutes trying to raise the hood. Leave it alone. I'm going to get it. Let me say something. Look, when I would suggest to anybody, counseling, stop lying and get you some advice.
Mm-hmm.
Professional or spiritual, mainly spiritual, advice.
Mm-hmm.
And put God first. Start with Him, and y'all add to Him.
Mm-hmm.
Keep Him involved. Otherwise, you're going to be jacked up. All of that lying that you do, okay. You meet the woman at the gym. Charles, you know what I'm finna say, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You meet her at the gym. Let me let that sink in.
Okay. I know exactly where you're going.
And we walked during dating every other day. That's how we met, walking.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, when we say I do, I'm tired. And then I don't understand how I get all of this weight on me. It's called exercise. That's what you was doing to impress. You know, you get under that boy, you walk in the gym and you just glide.
Tucson.
Matter of fact, I have no excuse for myself because I used to be bowled up. Now I'm bowled over.
Tucson.
I'm a
Tucson.
shut. I'm a
Let
shut.
me save
I
you, brother.
quit.
You
I
look at
quit.
that shovel. That's one of them rounded shovels you dig with right now. That's
I
not one.
quit.
That's a rounded shovel now. Okay.
But the truth will make you free. Quit lying to yourself.
Tucson. I'm trying to help you, brother. You got understand when somebody's trying to help you.
Let me say something right here.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Get no more, so I can say what I want to say.
What you say? Say it again.
I ain't looking no more.
Preach, brother, preach.
And look at and you got this right here. How you say two people fighting? You gonna throw the knife in the middle? Ain't that what you say? That's
Yeah,
you cut
now. You bleed now. Bleed.
Good deal. Let me go to Lord. Lord, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Well, it's like the brother said, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's good and bad in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's good and bad in it, you know what I'm saying? On both parts. On both parts, you know what I'm saying? We all adults on here. Let me put that disclaimer out. We all adults on here. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, oh Lord. Huh?
well, I keep it PG, you know what I'm saying? For like me in my situation, I work 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Come home and still cook.
Mm.
Been doing it for 7-8 years.
Uh-huh.
Been married for 14 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just getting home now. I'm just getting home. Oh, I can cook. Do you believe it?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we give and take.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What you can live with and put up with, you know what I'm saying? You do. All in the name of love. But they say love don't pay no bills.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But love make you get up.
It'll make you come home early, make you stay out all night long. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh. Let me go to Miss Grace. Miss Grace, what's on your heart? Miss Grace, you there?
Yes.
Yes. Talk to me, Miss Grace. What's on your heart?
Usually, people don't know what they're doing unless they've been to counseling, as I said before, when they get married. Because this helps more than anything else, because in the mind of the average man, he says, okay, I've got somebody that I can tell what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he has married a servant. The lady is thinking that she has married a Prince Charming, and he's supposed to take care of everything, whether she works or not, but he doesn't make that kind of money, and it requires that she works in order to help ends meet. Mm-hmm. So that they are both at points disappointed and confused because they didn't expect nor realize this, because they were in such a cloud of fantasy, like a fairy tale, mm-hmm. before they married. So
Miss Grace, are you there? Miss Grace, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We were temporarily disconnected, but I'm here. But anyway, they're in a cloud like a fairy tale until the dust settles and they realize, hey, we have to take care of this responsibility and still love each other and stay together and make these things happen. Marriage is work. Marriage is not romance, it's work. You see, you can have romance with flowers or nature itself, the beauty is the romance. You see? So my point is, until they realize what on earth has happened, no more single trips to the gym, or maybe out with the guys or out with the girls or whatever, because there's responsibility at home. The children have to be taken care of. One might be sick, the other one needs help with the homework and everything. So she's trying to cook, clean up, go over homework, get the children bathed for dinner, and she's expecting him to help her. And he often is not aware of this. It's not that they don't want to, but they were not raised to be responsible toward women. You see? So as a result, this is one thing that causes her to eat and gain weight, and causes him to be unhappy, because he's trying to figure out, now, when I married her, she was an 8. Now she's an 18. What in the world happened? You see? Well, what happened to him? He was trim and trim when she married him too. But he will not conform when she says to him, okay, you are putting on weight. You need to go to the gym with me if we can schedule some time and work off. Just work off this weight. He doesn't want to do that. So that there are so many entities as to why these problems pop up in marriages, and often lack of communication between the two of them causes them to just withdraw from each other, and that's a very sad thing.
Exactly. Let me go to so many people. As a matter of fact, Badger just got with us. Badger, young lady, I can hear y'all. You hear y'all conversation in the background. I'm gonna mute y'all lines so we don't hear it, so y'all can talk more freely. But let me go to Badger. Badger, what happens after you get married, brother?
Oh man, mine was a blessing. It's work. Just straight up work. You know, acknowledging our faults, our strong points, and the whole 9 yards, and learning how to work it together. Like my wife, when it comes to homeschooling the kids, you know, she's excellent in English and some other categories. I'm good in the others, so we take turns. If she gets overwhelmed by doing house chores, I jump in and do them. You know, relationships are 100. You don't just put you don't put in half effort. You ain't gonna get nowhere. You know, I was listening to what she was saying, and I agree with some of what she's saying. There's a lot of, you know, I'm going to do the best I can to make sure my kids respect women and know and how to be a husband, because a lot of us ain't taught that. You know, we find out, hey, it is okay to cry in front of our wives. It is okay to have emotions, because we're actual human beings. We're not this empty shell that's supposed to be muscular and defend and fight all the time. You know, we're human beings. We're allowed to feel emotions. We're allowed to, you know, sit down and talk with our wives and go, all right, I love you to death. However, there's this one thing that you do. Can we change this, please?
Good deal. Rico, talk to me, brother.
I was thinking along those same lines. You know, it's good when you can have positive changes. You know, but the thing is in some situations, I know we're speaking on the negative changes that happen, and most of the time that happens because people get comfortable. You know, we keep talking about going to the gym and how we were looking and what we were doing before we got married, but you know, some people look at marriage as a reward. And when they get married, they celebrate. Leading up to the marriage, it's a lot of excitement. And in the process of you meeting that person that you want to have this big, exciting ceremony with, you are hoping to meet somebody, you know, that share that same feeling with you. You know, you made a good impression on them, you wife material. They made a good impression on you, their husband material. Now,
how do you get past the representative though? Because a lot of time people give you that representative for the first X amount of time that you're together. They present their representative and not really who they are. And then sometimes it goes so far as to when they get married, and then all of a sudden, you know, everything comes out. The horns get to showing and all kind of. How do you do that?
Miss Grace said that you have to already realize that first impressions they end up being longer than the first impression because people got that goal of getting that husband or that wife. So what you need to do is hit the flow. Hit the flow. Go through something real bad. I ain't saying go broke. I see what y'all saying. What I'm saying is get in a situation where you know you really might not need them, but if you ever are married to them, this is the time where you really need them. And so you ask them, and you see how they respond.
Yeah.
So to show that they're really gonna be there for you and not for themselves, because we're gonna go through something every day in our lives where we're gonna have our backs against the wall. And if that person is the one that we're gonna go through this marriage with, they're gonna have to prove it. So you know what you do is you go to them and depend on them.
Yeah.
Instead of being so strong all the time, like Badger just said, how we don't like to cry. Break down and cry. When it's something that's worth crying about, don't keep that charade up. Don't keep that facade up, because we being fake. Also, we can make sure that I'm the perfect husband. I'm the tough provider. I don't cry. I don't fold. I ain't weak. I'm perfect. I'm the strongest man you ever had. I'm the best man you can ever have for a husband. Then all of a sudden he get with her. He get comfortable. He got to change up because he did what he needed to do to get her. And that's the same thing that happens with a woman when she gets a man. They get that reward. They get that gift. I got my husband. I got my wife. You know, but after, and then, like I said, you celebrate that victory. I accomplished that goal. Now, look, I am a wife. I am a husband. I'm grown now. But you comfortable. You ain't going to the gym no more. So if you want, when you want those positive changes come with adjustment.
So sometimes
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
It's always going to be some changes going to happen. You're going to start having families. You might start having children. You have to start worrying about daycare, kindergarten, all those different things that even though you still want to be in shape, you got to find a way to adjust, because the changes come when you stop doing those things that you were doing that you did to get that person or that attracted that person to you.
So it's okay to cry?
Yeah, if it's something worth crying about. I mean, if you lose a child or a family member, a sibling, I mean, if you're going to break down and cry, you know,
Landon couldn't even laugh. Ain't got no sense, man.
I ain't talking about big. I ain't talking about big on the back now. You talking about big. Baby, don't leave me. Please don't leave me now. I'm talking about you crying because you don't. Some of y'all man, you might find out you got a month to live or something.
Yeah. Girl, you know I love you.
Kill me now.
I know what you do. Landon, what's going on, brother? We talking about what changes when you get married, brother. What's on your heart?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Long time no see, man.
Yes, sir. Good to have you back, man. Good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
There you go. Now, who that you got with you right there?
That's baby girl. That's baby Autumn right there.
There you go. Autumn, how you doing?
You want to say hi?
Say not tonight.
No.
You want to sleep?
Nah, she ain't messing up. There you go.
There you go. What changes, Landon, when you get married?
I wouldn't know. I ain't make it. I was engaged, man, and I don't want to say she broke bad on me, but basically, you know, actually, like Rico was saying, you know, went through something, lost my job, and it really wasn't rough. You know, it wasn't rough. You know, I had little savings. You know what I'm saying? Bills were still getting paid. It was cool, but you know, the trips, the gifts, the
The extra stuff.
Turned into 1 bouquet of flowers a week instead of 3.
The big dinners, the big dinners.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it wasn't, it wasn't like it used to be. And that was, maybe that was through talking to Brother Rock, that was God way of showing me, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that ain't the one, you need to marry, or maybe she needs to learn a lesson. And I mean, it's only been about three almost 4 months at this point. So who knows what the future holds? I'm very still much in love with the woman, in spite of everything. We got a daughter together, but I do think I agree with what Rico said. You gotta kind of put a person to the test, and it's something that I didn't learn. So even going to what I think this was Wade Cole, I think that was saying, we don't learn things from some of us that didn't have fathers to teach us certain stuff, or how to kind of go through that process with a woman. For me, I was, man, shooting from blank, off of TV shows and stuff I saw on movies, read in books, you know what I'm saying, thinking this is how, maybe I wanted my father to treat my mama, or maybe how I thought all women supposed to be treated, because just my heart just big like that. And that don't mean that she wasn't, doing her thing for me too, because she showed up for me as well. It's just, again, when semi hard times hit, it was like, nah, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You on your own, partner, type of thing.
Wow. Carlos, what do you say to that, brother? Go to the elder right now.
Well, I agree that we learn a lot about what we think manhood is and womanhood is and marriage is, from the TV and maybe others. But I think, sadly, we don't learn enough. We haven't learned enough in our homes. When you think about, we're talking about an institution that we're trying to get people to go into that is primarily failed. It's like every other marriage fails in divorce, and and then, not to mention though, the families that there are no husband and wife. It's just husband. I mean, mainly just the wife and a guy somewhere, or not somewhere. And so we're asking people to go into this kind of relationship when they've never seen it before. They've never seen it work right before. And I think that's why we probably, our culture, our times, we need to go through a lot of other premarital kinds of stuff and talk about some of these things, like I mentioned earlier, about expectations and those kind of things, and questions, so many times, and I'm talking the other side now, so many times the Black woman has dogged the Black man out because he left and this, that, and other, and she telling him, you ain't gonna be no good, you'll be just like your daddy. And that's what he hears all the time. He hears it, his sister hears it, and then so now the young girl has the same image of what husbands are probably going to be. And and I'm not just talking about the Black woman having those, she has legitimate reasons for feeling some kind of way, because society has been like that. The guy didn't stay with her, but our society that we're in encourages separation. It encourages welfare. It encourages don't have a nuclear home. If you're gonna get some money from the government, we don't want no man there. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
And so you got everything militates against a marriage, and then we're trying to get people in. Not only that, what are our expectations? Do we already enter this institution believing that, hey, if he made me mad, I'm gone. You made me mad, I'm gone. If she make me mad, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Now, if we start off with that, don't even jump in that. I mean, don't even go that way. You see what I'm saying? But we have all those things that militate against a good marriage, and so we need more premarital kinds of stuff. We need to ask more questions to each other and to ourselves before we go into this way. Not to keep us from doing it, but these questions are going to come up after we get married anyway. So we may as well hit them before we get in there.
Exactly. There's so many different layers on this whole marriage thing.
Yeah.
Let me go to Miss Barbara. Are you there? Miss Barbara, are you there?
Oh, yeah.
Miss Barbara, what's on your heart right now?
Well, I really think that if we really put God first, we could do a better job. If God believing people should get with God believing people, because a lot of times we would get married and the partner don't know anything about God. And I really do believe that you have to be present in the marriage in order for it to work.
Exactly. Charles?
I definitely agree with Don, what Carlos was saying, man.
Charles, what kind of sound you got over there, man?
Can you hear me? Is it messed up?
Yeah, it's we can hear you though. Go ahead. It's real high pitched though. Like you're one of the chipmunks.
Like that. I don't know what it is, man. This phone been acting up, man. This phone crazy, man.
It sounds like you're talking through a cup. You remember when in elementary school and you had to talk through the cup with the screen?
It'll change, man, because I hear y'all like that. I hear you all like that. But one thing I want to add on what Carlos was saying is that we do pick up. When I was married and we were going through counseling, the counselor asked, all right, growing, and these are questions that should be asked, and I teach my sons to ask these questions in the beginning. Who is the leader of your household? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking, you ask a woman that because they asked me that. Like, okay, brother, who's the leader of your household? My dad. They asked her that, well, who's the leader of your household? Her mom. So you get, when we get together, I'm the leader of the household. And she's the leader of the household. You get it? So now you're not equally yoked with your thinking. Because these are things that, and it's funny because we actually talked every week during our marriage. We actually went out on dates every week to talk about things. And that was one thing that never came up. Even though I knew it. I knew this because I knew her for a long time. I knew her mom ran the house. But I knew me too, that I could be a jerk.
Look, no.
See, bro, I know, but I know me. I can be a certain way that I'm stoned to it that I've changed. Well, I've changed a little, but the my way or the highway type guy. You know what I'm saying? So if I know that I can build something by myself, and this is arrogant and this is selfish, and this is something I have to learn past, and I had to, as they say, get from beside myself on this, because my thinking was, look, I can do all this by myself. I can cook, I can clean, I can do this. Is what I was raised to do that. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my dad, I was raised to cook, clean, wash clothes, go outside, fix the car, cut the grass. I can do all that. So the arrogance in my head started taking over. You understand? And then that's not a good thing. That's when you become that, for better word, jerk. But we know it's begin with an A and end with a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So I was that guy. I was that guy, and it wasn't nice, and it wasn't a good guy. You know, I wasn't never been abusive because my mom was abused. So I would never, in my mind, I would always say, and that's the control freak of me. I'm not gonna let anybody control me to change who I am. I'm not gonna hit women. I don't hit women. just going how I used to be. I don't hit them, I replace them. Me leaving you is worse than me hitting you.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was an arrogant part that, you know how plus or minus on stuff. Sometimes it's plus, sometimes it's minus. But either way it goes, if you're not, like Don was saying, Carlos was saying, if you're not communicating, especially not just communicating, but communicating in a growth way.
Effective communication. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You could be communicating for 5 years, man, and if it ain't growing, or if the person's not getting from it, or you're not getting from them, then what they used to say in the Army, it's just worm chatter. You ain't saying nothing. Don't put on talking loud and saying nothing. I know you're gonna play that song. But you're just talking loud and ain't saying nothing, you know?
Exactly. Toussaint, let me ask you this question. And I've been talking, I've been talking about this a lot the last couple of weeks on the Morning Glow. Accountability. Are we accountable? Do we take accountability for the marriages that we get in, or is the situation where it's my way or the highway? If you're not gonna do what I want you to do, if you're not gonna line up the way I want this thing to line up, then you gonna go about your business. I find somebody else. Do we take accountability?
No. Look, let me say, in my learning experience, learning from failure, just being honest. Okay, just being honest. If you got an option, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
If you any kind of option, well, I can just you're setting yourself up for the okie doke. Well, I can do it myself. I work just like you. This, that, and other thing that we do every day. And I want to say something else about something, and God is first and foremost. Listen to me, Raheem, please. Because I know so many, we call them mighty men and women of God that are single.
Yeah.
Because they put God first. Nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. That's commendable. And that's what we should do. But when you take on a relationship with a human being, you add y'all to God.
Come on.
And don't exclude them in your godly experience, or you're going to fail still. In my mind, then I'm done. Now, I joke and clown, and I do all that kind of act a fool sometimes.
No.
But let me tell you, yes, I do. Look, I was in counseling, and we was talking about, well, we pray together and we study together and we read together, and I love the way that he's so dedicated. I love the way that she just shares. She just loves God and everything. And the counselor listened to us, and he says, you know what? I heard everything y'all said. And y'all talked about how you love God and you read and you study, and y'all ain't said a thing about you each other. And that's how a lot of relationship, godly people that love God,
come on,
and they include God in their lives and omit their companion till the relationship falls apart.
Wow.
Carlos, if I'm lying, please help me out.
Okay. Let me go to Lord. Lord, what's on your heart, brother? That's good. That's good, Toussaint. That's good.
What you gonna cut me on this?
Huh?
Hey, man, I'm just listening and enjoying the conversation.
Yes, sir. It's powerful, man. As a matter of fact, we ain't even gonna make it to now another square tonight. We're gonna stay right here. Somebody said this is good. Yes, sir. This is good. Miss Grace, what's on your heart? Talk to me. I know you got something for me.
Well, I like to commend all the people who gave different perspectives, because these comments are important, because they are real. It is paramount that we that we receive and understand these things by the same measure. Whatever conviction faces one should be ever present in their lives. If there's something that they need to take care of, they need to start working on it now, because 75% of all African American marriages fail. We have the highest marriage failure in this country, okay? Because we went into it the wrong way. We didn't get counseling. We do not regard the partner as we should.
Come on.
And we do not consider marriage as work, but that's exactly what it is. It is work. You've got to contribute in order to make this wheel turn. See? So,
Miss Grace, let me step in 1 second, Miss Grace, and I don't like doing this, but I want to talk to you about that accountability piece as well. Do we take accountability for ourselves and our spouses and the relationship as a whole when we become husband and wife? Do we take accountability?
Most of us don't. That's why the marriage fails. You see, that is the thing that is necessary. It is the missing link. And this is why you have this misfiring. So until you do that, accountability, and say, okay, this is my responsibility, I have to do this. And the other person says, this is my responsibility, I have to do this. And it might be a learning process for a lot of people, but unless they are accountable, it is never going to work.
Wow, that's good.
It's just, if the scale is skewed, it's on a downward slope, and you fail. You see? So the issue is, this is what you have to do. And many people, most of them learn as they go along. You see a person, when they get married, you see them a couple of years, and you say, oh my goodness, what happened to this person? They have been through something, because they did not go into it with the right perspective.
Come on.
Often they didn't learn. Did you know that more than 80% of all women who are in the penal system are in there behind men? More than 80%. You see? And it's because they were not regarded as they should have been when they went into a relationship, and they got tired of it and just went berserk. You see? So that is very, very sad. By the same token, on the side of the man, if he has not been reared to appreciate and respect his wife, and then he goes away and leaves her for all the years and leaves her struggling with the children, and he comes back many years later, broke, sick, out of it, and he expects the same honor that he expected when he went into that marriage. Everybody's grown and gone, and he still expects honor from both the wife and the children. It doesn't work. That's simple.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Badger, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I was listening to everything, and I have a slightly different view on God before wives. Because I think a lot of times when we're presented with an amazing woman that comes into our lives that gets us out of this turmoil that we're in, that's a gift. And then in that gift, we end up becoming better men. Because, like with my wife, I was in a really bad place when I first met her. And now look at me. I'm joining y'all amazing fellas and on the show, and I'm getting out of my shell. I'm talking, sharing things, sharing knowledge that I have. I got Donald on one hand telling me I should be doing it, and Leonard and other people. So all of this is because I met my wife. So my wife, and the other flip side to that is, if God is in all things, the source of all things, and we are made of God, then why would I not respect a woman just as much as I would respect God? Because man and woman is made in his image.
Mm-hmm. And my thing to that is, yes, made in his image, but they're not God. They're made in his.
Okay,
Listen.
I'm not talking worship.
Mm-hmm.
Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Honor the woman just like you would honor God.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you respect the fact that that other human being that's in your corner, that's sticking with you. You know, when I became disabled, she stayed with me. She's always lifted me up. She's like, if you want to do the radio show and you enjoy it and love it, well, make sure you get up and, you know, do things for the kids and all that stuff. So it's a different kind of strength. It, it's
See, my thing is, Badger. What I see you kind of stumbling just a little bit. So let me step in for a second.
of course.
I would never, and I've been married and I love my wife dearly. Wouldn't trade her for anything in the world. We've been married 25 years. I don't know how she put up with me that long, but I would never put her in a situation or a position or a place to be equal with God. I would love her and honor her and do the things that God said that I need to do for my wife. And he tells me certain things that I need to do for my wife to make sure I honor her. But I would never worship her as I worship God, because I think that my wife was a gift. Just like you said, I agree with you 100%. She was a gift, but she was a gift directly from God that he gave to me. And so I honor him in giving me that gift. And I'm going to treasure the gift that he gave me. But I'm not going to worship her and put her in the same position or the same place or in the same realm as God. I would never do that. And like I said, everybody live their life the same way. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm telling you how I live mine. I would never put anybody in the same position or the same level as God. Never would I. Tucson, I'll come to you, Landa. Tucson.
I, wa- and I just got to, because what's the danger? And I'm not saying I understand. I really do understand what's being said, but the danger of that is he will have nobody equal to him.
No.
And so sometimes what he does is remove what we have equal to him. And some people can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a lot, and I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm just saying, in everything that I say, even though I clown a lot, when it comes to godliness and him, I've watched and I've saw people take their children, their cars, their house, their everything that they have, and they start getting it to the point where they're so grateful to God for giving that to them. Then they they lined it up with him. And because he will have it not, he will not have it that way. When he moves that, and then because the person can't take it because they have that equal to God mentality, and then they live from that point on a destructive life because that thing is no longer there. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Badger, I wanted to come back to you. Want to make sure you finish your thought, brother. Something on your heart?
No, I know some people don't know or might not remember. There are a lot of things that I can groove with and stuff like that, but I do come from a different belief.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my teachings are about honoring the spirit within all things, because it is a blessing from great spirit in all things.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there is a difference between worship and honoring.
Mm-hmm.
You can honor something and not worship it.
Mm-hmm.
If you worship it, it's an idol. It's the number one numero uno in my opinion. You know, just now when I'm saying and I know I do struggle for words and things like that, and because I am still learning how to talk about these things. So I have a lot of respect for my wife. I have a lot of honor for her and my kids and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you right now, if God spoke to me and told me I had to get rid of her or my boys, we gonna have a fight.
Ooh, you're gonna lose. I'm sorry. Is my phone on mute?
Yeah.
No, your phone.
I love you, Donnie.
Landon,
Donald, you should know me better by that.
Landon, what's on your heart, brother? Tucson.
Man, it's a lot.
Oh no, I swear.
I want to start out by saying I was on the same exact wave as you, Brother Cole. And I want to throw caution to the wind to you when I tell you that's a slippery slope with a lot of oil
Mm-hmm.
on a sharp ass razor blade.
Hey,
Excuse
hey.
my language.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I believe that the black woman is God in human form. Key word being human. It's only one creator, brother. It's only one. And his love is unmatched and unconditional. Humans have very humanistic behavior. I want you to understand the words that I'm saying. And when I say I'm trying to give you caution, because this pain that I'm still going through is different. It's very different. And it was caused by a human, a woman that I thought loved me and felt, all of the, and I don't want to get into my situation, but I don't want you. I'm just trying to, again, I'm trying to caution you, man. I'm trying to caution you. Love your wife, absolutely. Love your children, absolutely. But I truly believe because I was putting, my fiance, soon to be wife, on this pedestal, and not necessarily worshiping her, but I was speaking of her in the same vein that you are, not realizing that she is human, and God has put me through this test of faith that I've been going through for the last 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm really trying my best not to get emotional because, again, it is painful, brother.
Take your
When
time.
you think the person that you land with every night, paying all the bill, and when I say doing everything right, I'm like, brother, Tucson, I'm not perfect. You argue with me, I'm gonna give you some roof back. I'm not gonna lay down, but 9 times out of 10, boy, I was a 9.8 across the board. Cook, clean, take care of my daughter like the best father in the world. The loving was good. The money was good. Everything was right. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that don't mean I'm not telling you that your wife is going to do this to you. What I am telling you is you don't want God to feel like, hold up now, I created her and you. Because no matter what your faith is, no matter who you pray to, no matter what spirits tell you who to honor and respect, it's still always one that created all. That's across all religions. You understand what I'm saying? I've studied multiple religions. And I understand, just like all the rest of them do, that there is only one that created everything. We all come from something. This woman that you love so much, she came from somewhere, brother. And I ain't talking about another woman. So that's just my piece on that. I ain't gonna, I know Brother Rod don't like us to go too long.
But my thing is this right here, and I want to say this to you, Landon. I know you and I had conversations. And I know how much it took for you to actually just to come on to this broadcast tonight, brother. So I want to thank you. And what you just said, man, I hope is received well with a clear and a clean heart. I really do. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Hey, hold on, real quick.
Now, Badger, I can't let you have a whole conversation now.
I'm. Thank you, Landon, for sharing, and I took no offense to anything that you said.
Good deal. See, Badger, good brother, man. Rico, what's on your heart?
Yeah, man, he knocked it out the park, man. You just, it's never really good to put that type of faith into another person's flesh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if all of us could speak on that type of experience, but what Landon is going through, I could definitely vouch for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm a scorned man right now. You get what I'm saying? It's hard for me to trust and open up, because it's, when you dedicated and put everything into somebody, only to have them turn around and show you that they wasn't there for you the same way, man, that's devastating.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've been deceived.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, you have to be careful about that honor. How much honor and caring that you do. I mean, these words sound good, but at the same time, you got to protect yourself, because human beings are flawed.
Mm-hmm.
We are human. You know what I'm saying? We can't be weak to the flesh. We can't be weak to certain things. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people that will not bend or break.
Mm-hmm.
Badger might have that type of wife, but to speak those words, I get what everybody is saying. Speaking those words, the Creator will come and do something to make you show you.
Yeah. Yeah.
See all that stuff you said? I want you to sit back and think what you said on the radio that night on that stream when you said you will fight me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see just how much you can fight.
Mm.
So you really have to keep everything in perspective with this passion that we have about other human beings, and then being speaking these words, maybe because that's the way we feel at that time in our emotion.
Yeah.
But you asked a question earlier about accountability, and it is hard for people to hold themselves accountable, because they don't go through the correct procedures or the correct questions when they first enter into these relationships, or when they start talking marriage. They know what comes with a marriage. They know that it might be expensive. They know you got to go get a license, blood test, and this and that. But then they don't never really have to really think about the questions. What will you sacrifice to make sure that this marriage lasts forever? God willing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can make it to your 70th wedding anniversary, what will you sacrifice and tolerate to make sure this happens? Because some people won't sacrifice a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Some people won't sacrifice nothing. They have that my way or the highway mindset. And then they see the billboards left and right. Get a divorce, $250. Get a divorce, $500. Easy. Let's get it. So we can make quick, rash decisions to get married for the wrong reasons. And then when we find out things didn't go just the way we want it, because we don't want to change or we don't want to sacrifice nothing, then we ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that accountability thing that goes back to that, because that person that when you go through the bad times that decided to pick up and leave, they didn't think to themselves, what would I sacrifice? What would you sacrifice if I left and went out that door and got paralyzed from my neck down? But the reason why you really was sprung on me is because I could touch places in your body that no man ever touched before. Now that don't even work no more. I'm paralyzed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe I can't make the money that I used to make when I could take you on these extravagant trips to Vegas and to the Dominican, the BBLs I paid for you to have. Mm-hmm. All this spoiling that I did for you.
Yeah.
Now I can't afford to do that no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm handicapped. I need your help. I need you to wipe my butt.
Mm-hmm.
Change my all the stuff that has to go on with my IVs and the breathing machines that I have to use.
Mm-hmm.
Take me to the doctor. What are you willing to sacrifice? You willing to give up your life of luxury and travel and friends and recreation and the fabulous life that you live now so you can take care of this same man and introduce you to this lifestyle that you probably didn't ever have before? Mm-hmm. Or did you get with him just because of that lifestyle?
Come on.
What you willing to sacrifice?
Exactly.
To make this marriage work.
Exactly. It's and we got a young lady. I don't know, Miss Rosalind. Miss Rosalind, she's writing a lot in the text box over here. Miss Rosalind, you can certainly give us a call, 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We got about a little less than 30 minutes before we get out of here. We end at 10 o'clock. So we love to have your input. You're writing a lot. We want to save your little fingers. Give us a call. 508-924-3521. 888-878-3521. Miss Grace, what's on your heart? Miss Grace, are you there? Miss Grace? Let's go to Elder. Miss Grace may be away from the phone right now. Elder, talk to me. Elder, what's on your heart?
Well, I was just trying to think about what was the last few things have been said, and I think from a whole different standpoint, it is possible for a husband to idolize a wife, and for a wife to idolize the husband. And I think that's where, we got to make sure that doesn't, that doesn't take place.
Hold on, we're gonna come right back to you. Yes, ma'am. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't take place, and I think that's when we know we have to have God in our midst, guiding us together, in the decisions that we make and all that kind of thing. And we know that certain people have gotten married and left God out of it, let's just say. And then once they receive God into their lives, the woman does, the husband doesn't, or the husband does and the woman doesn't, then we got a whole different thing going on, So there's kind of like that one-upmanship kind of thing. But the Bible tells us how to operate in those situations, that we stay with that person that we have, and we show them love, because that's what's going to win them over. And it even really tells us that really will win the person over, And I think that's a great thing for us to know. So I think along the lines of all of this, we just have to really understand. We have to ask as many questions. I think that's the bottom line. Ask as many questions as we can before we enter into that relationship. Absolutely. And I think that's because, as I said earlier, that question will be answered, later anyway. So we need to go ahead and answer it on top of it before it happens, so that we can decide, well, is this the way I want to go, or okay, I understand how she thinks, or I understand how he thinks, and make that decision on top.
That's good. That's good. Miss Grace, what's on your heart?
I would simply say, in order for us to understand the predicament that we're in, we have to realize and study our history. That's exactly what happened to us. We are a subculture in this country. This is not a true culture. It's a subculture. Just too many ingredients, too much in the soup. Too many alphabets. So that this is exactly what has happened. But by the same token, that does not negate the responsibility that we have to each other. And unless the person is willing to say, okay, let's start from ground zero and set this relationship straight. What am I supposed to do? And do it on both sides. It'll work then. That's my take.
Good deal. Charles?
I agree with everything everybody just said, man.
Charles, you're agreeing tonight, brother.
Hey, man, look, man, I'm not that dude, man. Stop saying that. But look, man, this is one thing that I just typed it on there, and I taught my sons. I got 3 boys, man. One of them's married. And I taught them, whenever you think you're entering into a relationship with a woman, ask them, but you also have to know the answer for yourself. What are your issues? Now, if you're 25, or let's say you're 18, you might not know. But if you're 25 plus and you don't know your issues, then it's time to walk away. Just don't even get into it with them. That's the question off the rip. That if they don't know that, because let me tell you why I said this. Because when I went through counseling, and the counselors, which was a man and wife that was married for like 45 years, that's the first question they asked us.
Hey, Charles, let me get you to do this for me, brother. Go out and come back in, because I think your connection is bad. Because they were saying they can't hear you real good. So
Okay.
go out. Hold on. Say something now.
I'm gonna go out.
No, that's better. That's better. You good now on what you just did. Keep it just like that.
I ain't doing nothing.
I don't know what you did.
You know what? He holding his phone from the bottom and covering up his speaker. That's what it is.
That's what
When
it
you
is.
moved your hand, you was talking. You sounded so clear.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's what it is.
There you go.
All right.
You was
So what I was
mumbling
saying,
yourself.
y'all heard,
So,
but you heard my
really
question, right?
You really was talking through a cup.
But you heard my question, right? That's how I asked the question I get my sons to ask. And the reason why I got them to ask that, because when I went through counseling, that's the first question that they asked us. What are your faults? They didn't say they didn't ask what was her fault in me. They asked her what was her fault, just like they asked me what are my faults. So they figured after being married for 6 years, and the way we explain ourselves, after we talk every week, we date every week, we speak about these things every week, we should know our faults. You understand? So if you're walking into a relationship, and let's say people walk in a relationship about 25 when they really think about getting married, 22, 23, somewhere in there, a person should know somewhat of their faults.
Yeah.
If they don't know somewhat of their faults, they have to learn them before they can get into a relationship, or they're blindly bringing those faults into the relationship. And that's what when that goes back to when Carlos was saying that sometimes we're not taught the correct way. Sometimes our faults are within us so deep that we don't even know they're there until they come out at a bad moment. A reaction, and then that's it. Then all, as they say, the dominoes start falling.
Yes, sir. Reality sets in and shock you right back into the present.
Yeah.
Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
Tucson? I'm glad this is a good conversation. First of all, I wanted y'all to get off of this after the first 30 minutes.
I did too, brother. On my
Talk
phone.
about something else. But it's so helpful. It's so helpful because we're learning so many things, and you're helping all of us. I think everybody's being helped by this, no matter what your status is in a relationship. Because first of all, this is just me now. And one thing that I've learned, and I shared this in the chat thing, God don't take no chastising from now one of you. You can't chastise him.
Yeah.
He won't take your correction. He don't need no instructions. None of that. And he will not. And I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care what you call him. It does not make any difference. Over and over again through the course of time, he has shown that he will have no other God before him. I don't care who it is.
Absolutely.
So we have to include, add, and we're careful about that because people have a different mindset. But I'm just saying that if we put everything into things and people, the sad thing about that is, and I'm gonna say it like this: the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and the world and they that dwell therein. Here's the thing about it is, he is infinite. Everything else is temporary.
Yeah.
So just in case you have something first, sooner or later, that's gonna deteriorate. It's gonna go away. You're gonna lose it. I don't care if it's your car, your house, your husband, your wife. I have the tendency, I love my children. I put more emphasis on my grandchildren. Love them to death. And that I've experienced, and I shared it in the chat. I had to go and bury one of them. What? Now what? So you have to say, well, I'm a go at God. Let me tell you something about that. You can't correct him. You ain't gonna be able to do that. So the thing that you do is you keep him in his rightful perspective, and then seek first, and I'll shut up after this. Seek him first, and all these things to be added. He's first, everything else come next. And when they come, it's him that giveth. And when he gives, I don't care if the devil in hell don't like it. He can't do nothing about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw your hand, Atlanta, but we got another caller from the 601 area code. 601 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, this is Rosalind.
Hey, Rosalind, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are y'all kings doing tonight?
Hey, doing good, sister. I wanted to save your fingers. I saw you doing a lot of typing, and so I want to hear your heart, sis. What's on your heart about the conversation we're having right now?
Oh, I love the conversation. It is much needed, you know, especially in the Black community, especially among men. The only person I know here is Mr. Donald, but I agree with, you know, a lot of the things that is being said. I love it, and it is very much needed, probably on a monthly basis. I kind of caught everything at the end, but as far as like relationships and the whole thing with God, and I was kind of agreeing with Mr. Cole as far as talking about honor, when he was saying that he honored his wife, because I know women are different. Like, you know, you can't compare, you know, just because one guy had a bad relationship, you can't compare another woman to the one as far as Mr. Charles. But I do know that women are different. As far as like myself, like as far as loyalty, you know, a lot of women, they value loyalty and a lot of women don't. But you just have to know what woman you're getting in a relationship with. You have to know their background, and you got to know their purpose. And you got to know their heart. They have to have a pure heart. A lot of women don't have pure heart. A lot of men don't have pure heart. But it's all about just more of being on a platform like you are tonight. We as women, we have same platforms as well. And it's all about getting together. I wish I had a chance to join earlier because I missed out on a lot. But I just want to say that I commend you all, you kings, for doing this. This is my first time catching one of these, and I promise you I'll be on again. If Mr. Donald would let me know. He probably don't even know who I am. But I have a men's transitional housing we're trying to kick off, and I came down to his city and did a Stop the Violence movement. So I'm kind of used to being around a whole bunch of men.
Well,
but I just want to say that I commend you all for doing what you're doing and continue to do what you're doing, because it's very much needed, especially in our community.
And I'm gonna tell you something. We're here. Actually, we do this every Tuesday from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're here every Tuesday. So whenever you have an opportunity, you want to come on in, come on through. I would love to talk to you about some of the things, because we broadcast in 58 countries. I would like to have a conversation with you about what you're doing in the community, because we're huge.
Oh, sure. I'll be more than happy to get to spread the information and share all of everything that you all are doing as well.
Okay, good deal. So reach out to me and let me know how we can set this thing up. I want to do an interview with you so my audience can see exactly and hear exactly what it is that you're doing in and around the community. We definitely will.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well.
He need to keep it honest too, as most Tuesdays.
Man, go ahead. Hey, man, see what I'm saying? Look at this. But look at the elder over there laughing. The elder laughing at me. Lord Jesus. Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara, are you there? What's on your heart, Miss Barbara? Cause they getting on me, and I gotta figure a way to get my way out of this. So what's on your heart, Miss Barbara?
Well, I just want to say that Christ tells men to love the women like he loved the church, to love your wife, like he loved the church.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
He created woman for man. And he said that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. But I do know you're supposed to put him first. But it's nothing wrong with really cherishing your wife as long as you don't make an idol out of it. Because he don't want you to idolize nobody but him. Worship him and him only. But you do supposed to love and respect and honor her. And likewise, a woman's supposed to love and respect and honor her husband.
Absolutely.
And that's one reason why I said, as far as God believing, because then they would be with one accord.
Absolutely.
But then you can get someone that's non-believing and keep believing and keep praying and keep praising the Lord, and he will change them. Because he said, who is to say that they would not change because of you?
Exactly. Lord,
but that take a lot of praying and a lot of hanging in there.
A lot. Absolutely. And patience, dedication, commitment. There's a lot of different ingredients in this gumbo. This gumbo called marriage has a lot of ingredients in it.
Yeah, and you got to keep it real. You got to keep it 100 because you can't fool God. You can't fool him.
Listen at you over there, Miss Barbara, talking about keep it real, keep it 100. Listen at you over there. I hear you. I hear you over there. Landon, what's on your heart, brother? I saw your hand. Well, she was jiggy with it. Go ahead. Landon, what's on your heart, brother?
I just wanted to say, man, to be clear, it's not just about losing a person. You know what I'm saying? I know we keep on saying, if you don't do this and God and that woman to break bad on you, that man to break bad on you, that's it hurt as bad, and the pain is as bad as feeling like the worst part, but that ain't even the worst part of it. I think the message, and I hope I'm right when I say this, that everybody's trying to convey is that your connection to that higher power, your connection to that to God, you know what I'm saying, is basically one, being tested. Your faith is being tested. And that brings about an entire different mentality that you know nothing about, that you will never ever go through, or you don't ever want to go through. And this ain't nothing that I wish on nobody at all. I'm just trying to, again, be transparent, be clear, and hopefully speak to somebody before they end up being tested. You know what I'm saying? And because, to also be clear, that woman might stay with you when you're going through something and still be the wrong person for you. Because just as bad as this is good, quote unquote, you think as a woman being loyal to you and staying with you while you're going through something can hurt you just as much, because she's supposed to be driving you and pushing you. And if the woman was, in the relationship, had God in it, y'all would be doing that for each other to be better. You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't even just about a woman, not staying with you or staying with you. It's about making sure that you don't put nothing above God. You include God in that relationship and everything in your life individually, as well as together in their relationship, because that is the base, that is the foundation. And anything without a foundation is going to fall.
Exactly. Rico, I see that you're connecting with what Landon is saying, brother. What's on your heart?
Yeah, really what I'm saying is that you got to be willing to accept that everything is temporary. Pretty much everything is temporary. No matter how long you have it, it's still, every good thing gonna have to come to an end one day. So you can't value or cherish things or other people to the point to where you feel like if you lose them, everything is over. So that's where you really do understand. Okay, yeah, I do love my wife. I do love my mama, my grandma, my children. I love them so much, to the point where I feel like, man, if they leave this world, I'm gonna have to leave here with them. They're gonna pull me out of the casket with them. But guess what? You ain't gonna be the first one that lost somebody.
Mm-mm.
That lost love, been deceived, been played, or whatever. So you know that's a lesson to never value a love that hard without willing to accept that you might have to be able to lose that and keep it moving.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lord, what's on your heart, brother? Lord, you there? Lord, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Charles, talk to me.
Hear me
Charles?
now? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah.
I was just gonna say something that Rico reminded me of my dad told me, man. And you are right, Rico. Although everything can come to an end as in good things, same thing with bad things. It can come to you're going through bad struggles, there's gonna be an ending to it. And one thing my dad had told me one time when I was a kid, he used to come down and pick us up, take us up to Cincinnati, and we stayed all the time. We did that. And one time I was crying. I was probably, I don't know, man, probably about 7 years old, 8 years old. And he said, "Why are you crying?" He said, "Because I got to go home." He said, "But you knew you had to go home at the end of the summer."
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing with anything you go through, it's going to be an ending to it. And it's me. It taught me to accept certain things, even in marriage. Even though like I said, I've been married twice, and I have to accept the things that I did. You understand? Even if I didn't agree with the things that she did, I have to accept the things that I did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it's just a lot of things about accepting. Same thing Carlos said, same thing DT said, same thing Lando said. It's just all of us, I think we speak in the same vibe, man. Way, this is an acceptance of certain things that all the ladies on here is accepting of certain things kind of helps us out more.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? We accept those certain things. It helps us out more. It helps us see things better, and it helps us out. I think it helps us out. It helped me out. Put it that way.
There you go. Good deal. Good deal. Man, we got 5 minutes, man. So we got to do our closing and stuff like that. I really want to go around and talk to some more people. Badger, give me a quick version of what's on your heart, brother.
Just life in general. As more people are learning to get to know me, and I come from a different culture. I come from a Native American culture,
Mm-hmm.
so we have a lot of honor and respect for women and men. Men have their duties, and women have their duties, and sometimes
Duty.
they can be interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's a woman that can hunt just as well as the men, and vice versa. A man sometimes can be good at taking care of the farm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's learning who you are and what you're going to contribute as a vessel in the relationship that you are gifted with. And not all relationships work out.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you can grow spiritually apart. Sometimes one person will grow more so than the other or decide to take a whole different path.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of life. So just the biggest thing from my perspective is uplift the women.
Mm. Okay. That's good.
Help the women learn who
Badger,
they are.
now, Badger, we got to go, man.
Man, this kind of topic
I
gets me heated.
I say, give me your quick version, and you don't talk 15 minutes. Man, ain't no quick version, brother.
Hey, it ain't my society has treated women like trash, and
Badger, you
it
still
needs to
talking, Badger?
change.
Listen to that. Still talking, still going. Look at him, man. Look at him, man. Cut it out, Charles. We're gonna go around right now, give everybody an opportunity, man, to say something real quickly in their closing. I'm gonna go to Miss Rosalind first. Miss Rosalind, what would you like to say in your closing? Charles, you ought to cut it out. Miss Rosalind?
In my closing, I would just like to say that I really enjoyed the whole platform, and I promise you I will be back next Tuesday with a couple of other women that can come on with me, and hopefully they'll have a chance to give a word or two. And I just want to respect y'all kings. Y'all doing an excellent job and continue what you're doing.
To God be the glory. Thank you, sister. Appreciate that. Miss Barbara?
I just think this is an honor before God and man, and it is much needed in our community.
Praise God.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Miss Grace?
Yes.
What would you like to say in your closing?
I would hope that everybody would do some soul searching and make a commitment, be determined to be a better mate, and it will work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we lost Landon. I think Landon's actually at work right now. Landon, are you there? Yeah, I think we lost Landon. Badger, in your closing.
Is it another Landon?
I mean, not
Landon
Landon.
is right there.
It meant Lord.
Lord. Yeah, I meant Lord. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Landon. Landon said, wait a minute, I'm right here. Have I become invisible? Man, y'all can't see me.
Oh well, go if you were going to hit Landon, then let him speak first.
No, go ahead, Badger.
Well, like I was just saying earlier, you know, I've looked at society and things like that, and it's only been the last maybe 50 years that women are learning that they have a voice. And I think it's the responsibility of us men to help make sure that they know that.
That's good. That's good. Now we could go to Landon.
As I always say, I appreciate y'all brothers, man. All the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? I always soak it up. I always leave with something, you know. And you know, again, from a young brother that didn't really grow up with no guidance from a man, a real man, I should say. And this is real men being real.
Yeah.
That, you know, learn most of my stuff from the streets, or, you know, like I said, movies, books, and TV shows. It's good to have it for some real, get it from some real men. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, appreciate you as well, brother. Let's go to Charles.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you inviting me, man. I know this is my second one. You didn't invite me to like 50-11, man. I'm going to try my best. Usually on Tuesday nights, little Charles got basketball, so he can feel good tonight. But I appreciate you guys and letting me get in with this, man. Y'all, even though y'all gave me a hard time, but I still appreciate y'all guys, man.
Oh, we're gonna give you a hard time. That's what we do, man. We ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna stop. Elder, in your closing, sir.
Well, I enjoyed being here tonight, and everybody had such a wonderful thing to say. I just say to the audience, even though you're gonna start off already with the odds against you in marriage, still think of it as something that's very positive. Learn as much as you can from the person that you think about marrying, and so you won't be a statistic.
Raheem froze up at the last minute, so we got to keep this thing rolling.
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah, man, this is something I mean, like with 30 seconds left.
Whoa,
he gets stuck in his pose.
Say about Raheem now.
30 seconds left, man. Go ahead, Dalton.
I'm just wondering.
Go ahead, Dalton. We might as well keep it going because he ain't got a whole lot of time. You want to go ahead and do your thing, Dalton?
Yeah. So here we are. Yeah. So here we are with since Raheem is out. Look, get to the other side of where you are. Here's what I mean by that. I take it from Job. Job had a terrible life. Okay? He lost it all. I don't even know if I'm still on. But listen to me. If you keep reading the story, it ended up. Sometimes you have to live this thing out, whether it's good or bad. Live it out.
Keep on.
Don't give up along the way. Nobody finds out the ending story in the middle of the book. You got to read the whole thing. You got to live out life. No matter what your situation is. Wait. Hold up. Stand still. Sometimes you got to stop. Just don't back up. Press forward. I don't know if Raheem gonna be back, but Rico, I'ma just, I don't know what we're gonna do now. This is real men being men.
Right?
Hey Rico, look, what are we talking about tomorrow morning? It's what Wacky Wednesday.
Well, we ain't got finished yet. We gotta let Landon do his thing. We gotta let Landon do his thing. Then we'll get to the broadcast for tomorrow.
Okay, right.
I already went.
Unmute yourself. Go again.
Here it is.
Go again. I mean, I always say the same thing, man. I appreciate y'all, man. For real, y'all be real. Y'all hit me with some knowledge. You know, I always take away something good. You know what I'm saying? That adds value to my life. You know, and I appreciate it for real.
Well, we know the phone line shut down, and Raheem texted me, man, the power went out. So you know what I'm saying. We're gonna probably have to just go on and log off this thing on our own when we get finished. But before we end, we want to go ahead and let everybody know that we're inviting them to the show tomorrow. Well, first is the Morning Glow, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Am I right?
Yeah.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Now it's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. So it ends at 10 Eastern Standard Time. And on Wednesday, we do this thing called Wild Wild Wednesday. I probably just said it wrong when he
Way
looked at
out Wednesday.
See, I told you, I knew I said it wrong. So I probably made this day. I did it the way he liked me to do it. I messed it up. So we do Way Out Wednesday every Wednesday, and we hope everybody tunes in. And I guess we'll get Mr. Sherro to pray us out.
Okay. Well, out there, everybody tuning in, I'm gonna just try to tell you, whatever you do, say something good to somebody. Let somebody know you love them. Give them a hug. That may be the last hug they get. And we're just gonna bow our heads and pray, and pray that Raheem reappears sometime soon. Father, we thank you so very much for this opportunity to share with each other. We thank you for our host, Raheem. We thank you so much for him. We play around with him because we love him so much, and we thank you for all the great topics he brings our way. Thank you for our audience. Thank you for every participant, every man, every woman that participated. And we pray you bless this ministry, bless the people who heard, and get us safely to our places, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 All right, brothers.
All
Peace.
right, man. Look,
Peace.
for all those out there that are still watching, I'm single. I don't know if my advice was any good. I ain't never been married.
Rico.
So don't
How
sue
you
me
giving
if I
marriage
said something
advice,
wrong.
man?
Hey, Rico.
Do
you know if he has a way to actually be able to turn it off?
No, we'll just
pop
sign
off
off,
when we get
man.
off.
We just
It'll
sign
sign
off.
off when we get off.
But
when we
tune
all
in
get off it.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Real Men Being Men. And there he is right now. He could go ahead and do it.
Let Rico. Let it go,
We'll give him
Rico.
a few seconds.
Hey, there we go.
Go ahead
Look
and
at
man.
Raheem.
I'm gonna
We
tell
wrote you off. We wrote you off, brother.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I sit here, man, and I pulled it up on my phone because it was still broadcasting. Man, y'all guys, man.
Yes, man.
I was about to show off. I figured you were watching. That's why I didn't show off.
Hey, Charles was finna sing, man.
No,
I was about to sing, man. I was gonna let.
No, we want to keep our eardrums tonight. What you talking about?
Exactly. And then Rico talking about wait Wednesday.
Yeah, he said it wrong.
I got it all wrong, man. That's the way you like it.
He said way Wednesday. And I heard Tucson say way out Wednesday. He said, oh yeah, that's what it is. Hey, look, y'all did that thing though, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. Like I said, the whole power went out, man. It just boom, all of a sudden it just went out.
Like the power in the whole house?
Everything went out. Everything, the whole power just shut
down. Did you hear a pop?
Y'all should have some. Y'all should have some bad weather headed that way, man, because it's coming through here right now on tornado warnings and stuff. It might have just passed through here, but it should be headed your way now. I'm over here in Alabama, and we just got out of the watch. So,
man, for real? Yeah, some definitely happened, man. Because I was sitting, I guess I was ready to say something, and the thing just poof, it just went off. Everything.
Man, I don't feel like it tonight. I gotta get up early. That's why I haven't been on the show, man. I had to be at work at 5 o'clock the last few days, man.
Okay. Well, let me do this, and I see when I lost Sherrod, he also he loves somebody, so that's good. And Rico, I know you always said about the way Wednesday.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But listen, it's 10:07. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank everybody.
Take your phone. There you go.
Yeah.
Put the phone on mute,
I
man.
want to thank everybody for joining us. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and Real Men Being Men for being a part of your evening. It is now 10:07. You're about to exit Real Men Being Men. Before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and nothing you can do. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light on you from Real Men Being Men. Take it out there into this wicked, cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. You're a beautiful thing. Have a great day. Charles, mute your phone, and everybody, please be blessed.